Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl the Quinn here, and I'm back with another awesome video. But before we get into this video, I have a huge announcement. Thank you guys, we are at 600 subscribers. You have stuck with me thus far as I continue to push out these tutorials for you. Even though I get busy sometimes, I try my best to still keep uploading for you guys. Trust me, I love the support and I hope you guys will continue to support me. Any video, any tutorial that you guys want me to do, just comment down below, or my email will also be down in the description in which you can contact me if you have any questions, anything at all. I'm here for you guys. So thank you guys once again for 600 subscribers. Continue to share the videos, continue to like, continue to subscribe, and don't forget that I love you guys. Now let's get right into today's video. Now for today's video, I will be reviewing and demonstrating the NVDA remote access add-on, and my friend Aaron will actually be helping me with the demonstration. But before we get into it, remember to like and subscribe as usual. Turn on that notification bell to be alerted whenever I post a new video. And also remember that the instrumentals for this video have been provided by InnerSanctum Entertainment Ltd. But without further ado, let's get right into it. In recent times, have you been seeing sighted persons being able to control others' computers, whether it be over Zoom or AnyDesk or any other of those applications, and wonder if it's possible for us screen reader users? Well, it actually is, but most NVDA screen reader users don't have the slightest clue. I'm guessing that it's because it's not something that comes built in with NVDA. But there is an add-on called NVDA Remote Access. It allows us to seamlessly take control of another person's computer remotely if they are also running NVDA. This is an open source add-on that was released in 2015 and it's free to download and use. Now let's get into the installation. I already have the add-on installed, so I'll just give you the steps to install it. But the links will be provided down below in the description, so you don't have to worry. So first, go to one of the links that I've provided in the description and download the add-on file. Once you have the file downloaded, press enter to open it, and NVDA will ask you if you want to install the add-on. Press yes and the installation process will begin. NVDA will then ask you if you want to restart your computer to complete the installation. Allow the restart, and then once it's finished, you should be good to go. Now once you have the add-on installed, this is how you would find it. So first, you'd have to open your NVDA menu.
NVDA menu.
Then down arrow to tools and press enter on it, or you can just use your T as first letter navigation.
View log V.
Then you can either down arrow to remote and press enter on it, or you can use a shortcut key to get to it, which is the letter E.
Connect. C.
Now this is what will come up in the menu. So the first thing you have is connect, and if I should down arrow again,
disconnect unavailable D.
And then if I should down arrow again,
mute remote unavailable M. Push clipboard unavailable P. Copy link unavailable L. Options. O. Send control plus alt plus del unavailable S. Connect. C.
And we're back to the top of the menu. Now the connect option. Now this is the option that you'll actually press when you want to connect to another computer, whether it will be you controlling that computer or that computer controlling your computer.
Disconnect unavailable D.
This is unavailable right now because this button will only become available while you're connected to another computer. Now this is the option that you'll use to disconnect the connection.
Mute remote unavailable M.
Now this option allows you to mute the speech on the computer that is being controlled from the computer that is actually doing the controlling. It is only available on the computer that is doing the controlling and is disabled on the computer that is being controlled. And you will see what I mean by that later on. But even though it mutes the speech, you will still hear sounds such as the browse and focus mode sounds. So that's why it says unavailable now, because we haven't established a connection. Now to the next option.
Push clipboard unavailable P.
Now this option allows you to send the content on your clipboard to the other computer. Now this can be done from either computer. So it doesn't matter if you're the one controlling or you're the one being controlled. So the controlling computer can send information to the computer being controlled and vice versa. And as I said before, this is unavailable right now because this button will only become available while you're connected to another computer. Now moving on to the next one.
Options. Oh.
And if I should click enter on this.
Options dialog. Auto-connect to control server on startup checkbox not checked.
Now this option is what you would use if you want to remotely connect to an unattended computer. This is helpful in many cases. For example, if you want to connect to your PC from home with your laptop while you're traveling. First, you would go on the other computer that you want to control remotely. Then you would check the checkbox on this option. Then you would check whether to be the client or the server. Then in the second set of radio buttons, you would check allow this machine to be controlled. If you selected the server option, which means you're hosting the connection yourself, you would have to ensure that the port that is on the controlled machine can be accessed by the controlling machine. If you chose to be a client, which means you're going to be using a relay server, fill in both the host and key fields, then tap to OK and press enter. Note that the generate key button will not be available in this process. It is best to just come up with a unique key. Then, of course, you would have to ensure that the PC at home or so that you want to control remotely is turned on. And whenever you go to travel or whatever, all you'd have to do is to go ahead and select your options normally and ensure that you guys having either the same host or the same IP. Then you would make sure that you having the same key. Then you would press OK and establish the connection. And if I should down arrow again,
play sounds instead of beeps checkbox checked.
And if I should down arrow again,
delete all trusted fingerprints button. OK button.
So these are the only 3 options in this menu right now. So once you change any of them, you can always press OK. But I'm just gonna press cancel because I didn't change anything.
Cancel button.
Now to the next option.
Send Control plus Alt plus Del unavailable S.
Now this option allows you to send the Control plus Alt plus Delete command to the controlled computer. And I can't tell you much about this option because I've never used it before, but just to let you know that it's there.
Connect. C.
Now let's go into the connect menu.
Connect dialog. Client radio button checked.
So the first thing you hear is client and it's automatically checked. And if I should down arrow,
server radio button checked.
Down arrow again,
client radio button checked.
So whichever one you down arrow to, it automatically checks it. So you can choose whether it be client or server. And I'll explain these later, but let's just go through the dialog for now. Then if you should press your tab,
control another machine radio button checked.
Down arrow again,
allow this machine to be controlled radio button checked.
Down arrow again,
control another machine radio button checked.
Okay, so you saw the first option was to choose whether you're a client or a server. The other option here is to choose whether you will be the one controlling or you will be the one being controlled. So whichever one you down arrow to will automatically be checked. Then let's tab to the other option you have to choose.
Host : combo box collapsed.
Here is a combo box for host. Then if I should tab,
key : edit Alt plus K blank.
Now here is where you would type in a connection key. Then if I should tab again,
generate key button Alt plus G.
Now this is a button that you'd use to just generate a random key if you don't already have a unique key in mind. Then if I should tab again,
OK button.
This is the button that you would press after you have chosen all your options and you just want to connect. Then if I should tab again,
cancel button.
This is the button that you press if you no longer want to do any connection with anybody and you just want to exit the dialog. Okay, so now let's get into connecting to another computer using a server. Now, when connecting through a server, you will select the client button on both computers. Then, in the next set of options that I showed you, one computer needs to be set as the controller and the other as the one being controlled. Then, when you go down to host, there you will place the name of your relay server. If you don't have access to a personal server, you can use NVDA remote.com as a server. Then, in the key field, you can either type in your own unique key, like say for example, Bob the Builder, and both computers would have to type in that key within the key field. Or one of you can press the generate key button and then the other computer would have to type in that same key as well. Then once you're finished filling out all those fields, you can press the OK button to connect to the server. Now, when connected, both computers will hear a different sound, depending on if you're the controlling computer or the computer being controlled. Now, what if you are connecting directly to another computer? This process for forming a direct connection is pretty similar to that of connecting over a server. Now, in this type of connection, one of the computers will set their computer as the server for the connection. It doesn't matter if it's the computer that is going to be controlling or the one that is going to be controlled, but you have to be the first one to connect. To start the direct connection, the computer that will be running as the server, in the first set of options, instead of selecting client, they would select server. After selecting if you are going to be the controlling computer or the one to be controlled, you will then tab to the next option. Then you will come to a button to generate your external IP. This will find the IP address that the other computer would need to enter into their host field to establish the connection to your computer. When generated, the IP address will then be placed into the field. To be the server, you must have port 6837 forwarded. When you select the Get External IP button, your IP will be copied to the field, and if your port is not forwarded, you will be alerted. If you receive a message that the port has been forwarded but the add-on could not acquire your IP, you can continue with these steps but find your external IP another way. This field is not meant to be filled in and is meant as a quick way to be able to find your IP. Then after the IP field, you have the regular key field and the generate key button, just as I described before. You will either type in a unique key that both you and the other computer will use, or you'd press the generate key button and the other computer will use that key as well. Now, once you as the server finish filling in all these options and you have established your connection, the other computer can now connect using the client option, but this time they would use your external IP in the host field. Then, once you have entered the same key as the server computer, you can connect and establish your connection. There's also another way that you could make the connection that I forgot to mention. When you are the first person to establish the connection, instead of the other person filling out the same fields and going to the OK button to press to make a connection as well, there's an option in the menu that you can use to send a link to them to connect. You can find this option in the same NVDA remote options list where you found connect and disconnect. When establishing the connection, if you're the computer who is doing the controlling, after you click the OK button to make the connection, you go into the NVDA remote menu and press the copy link button. Once you send the link to the other person and they click on it, they will automatically be connected as the one to be controlled. And this works the other way as well. So if you establish the connection first and you chose to be the computer to be controlled, anyone you send the link to, once they click on it, they will automatically be assigned as the controller. Now, if you're the computer being controlled, you don't have to do anything, right? But if you're the controlling computer, there's something that you need to know. Once the connection is established, you can't just go ahead and start pressing up keys believing that you're on the person's computer. You have not taken over control as yet. There's one special key that you need to press first to be able to take control of that person's computer, and that is the F11 key. This will send the keys that you press to the other computer. When you're controlling the other computer, your NVDA will speak anything that the NVDA on the other computer is saying. If you want to go back to operating your machine instead of the other computer, you will just press the F11 key again, and then you will be able to stop sending keys to that computer and use your computer normally. Also, whenever you press F11, as you'll see later in the demonstration, NVDA will tell you whether you're sending keys currently or you're not sending keys. This process is as smooth as ever because there's barely any lag when you're operating the other machine and the connection is quite fast. It's also important to note, and I also found this out on accident, when you're connected to another computer, if you are the controlling computer, the screen of the computer that is being controlled will not be mirrored on your screen. Only the NVDA speech and the sounds that NVDA makes will be passed through to your computer. Awesome, so that is it for the review part of this video. So you guys see how useful this add-on can actually be. It's an awesome experience. Trust me, this add-on is amazing. One last thing before we get into the demonstration, and this is something that you will not see on most other NVDA remote access tutorials. You can also set some custom gestures for this add-on as well. And if you would remember, I did a video on how to use the input gestures dialog. First, press your NVDA key plus your N to get into the NVDA menu.
NVDA menu.
Then down arrow to preferences and press enter.
Preferences sub-menu P. Settings. S.
Then down arrow to input gestures dialog and press enter.
Speech, function, input gestures. N.
And as you heard there, you could have pressed N to jump to it quickly as well. Then you can press your enter to open it.
Input gestures dialog. Tree view. Braille collapsed 1 of 21 level 0.
Now down arrow until you hear NVDA remote.
Browse mode. Configure. Document. Emulate. Input. Miscellany. Mouse. Now collapse. NVDA remote collapsed 11 of 21 level 0.
And it says collapsed, so you can use your right arrow to expand it.
Expanded. 4 items.
Then it says there are 4 items, so let's down arrow to hear them.
Level 1 copies a link to the remote session to the clipboard 1 of 4. Disconnect a remote session collapsed 2 of 4 level 1. Mute or unmute the speech coming from the remote computer 3 of 4 level 1. Sends the contents of the clipboard to the remote machine collapsed 4 of 4 level 1.
Awesome, so here you can come in and you can set up custom keystrokes for those 4 options from the NVDA remote dialog. And if you don't know how to set up input gestures, you can go to my input gestures video, which will also be down below in the description, so you can learn how to set up your input gestures there. Also, before we begin, I must note that for the best compatibility when connecting both computers should have the same keyboard layout enabled. So if you who are going to be controlling the other person's computer use the laptop layout and they use the desktop layout, make sure to let them change their keyboard layout to the laptop layout as well. This is not required, but it's recommended because, and I'm going to show you in the demonstration later on, if you're supposed to press a keystroke that is specific to the laptop layout while controlling their computer, the keystroke will not work. But that is it for the review. Now, let's welcome my friend Aaron as we go through the demonstration. Okay, everybody, so I'm here with my friend Aaron. Aaron, say hi to the viewers.
Hi, everybody.
Why you sound so shy?
I don't know.
Alright, so now we're gonna get into the demonstration of the NVDA remote add-on. So I'm gonna open the NVDA remote dialog here on my side, and Aaron will do the same on his side.
NVDA menu.
Alright.
Then I'll press T to go to tools,
View log V.
E to go to remote.
Connect. C.
Now we're gonna establish a connection. The first thing we're gonna demonstrate is me controlling Aaron's computer. So I'm going to click enter on connect.
Connect dialog. Client radio button checked.
Okay, so it's already selected on client. So I'm going to select client on my side and Aaron will do the same on his side as well. Then we'll tab to the next option.
Control another machine radio button checked.
Alright, so I'm going to leave it checked on control another machine, but Aaron is going to check the one that says to be controlled by another machine. Then let's tab to the next option.
Host : combo box collapsed. Edit Alt plus H selected NVDAremote.com.
Alright, and I already have NVDAremote.com in here, but if you don't have it in, you can just type it in. So that would be
NVDAREMOTE.com.
Then I can tab to the next option.
Key : edit Alt plus K blank.
Alright, so for this video, we're gonna use a real unique key. So we're gonna use Bob the Builder. Alright, Aaron, so you type that in on your side.
BOBTHEBUILDER.
Then tab.
Generate key button Alt plus G.
And we can skip this button because we already typed in a key. Then tab again.
OK button.
And I will connect first.
Zoom meeting 40-minute.
Then let's wait on Aaron to connect. Awesome. So you heard that sound. That means that Aaron is connected. Now, in order to control his computer, I will press my F11 key so that I can start sending keys to his computer. So,
controlling remote machine.
And you realize it tells you that you're controlling the remote machine. Now, let me use Insert plus T to see which window he's on.
WhatsApp.
He's on WhatsApp. Alright. And if I should go around his computer, let's say Alt-Tab.
Gmail inbox Mozilla Firefox row. Gmail reminder. Indie campaign. WhatsApp row 1 column 1. WhatsApp.
Alright. And let me go to the Gmail, for example.
Gmail inbox. Gmail in.
Let me show you that having the same keyboard layout is really the recommended option when working with others' computers. Remember that from previous videos I told you that I'm using the laptop keyboard layout, but Aaron is currently using the desktop keyboard layout. Let me see what the keyboard is currently focused on. So insert tab.
Zoom HTTPS. US05 web zoom US J87.
Alright, so let me try moving the mouse to where the cursor is currently positioned. And you know the keystroke to do that on laptop layout is Insert Shift M. So let me try using that and see what it says.
Cap M.
Ah, you realize it says Cap M. That means that the keystroke did not work. It actually uses just the Shift and the M and did a capital M instead of what I wanted it to do, which was to move the mouse to where the keyboard is currently focused. So that is why I stressed the importance on that. Now, let's try out another option. Did you have anything copied on your clipboard, Aaron?
I do.
And what was that? The Zoom link?
That's correct.
Alright, so let me go to the NVDA menu from your computer.
NVDA menu.
Then Tools.
View log V.
Remote.
Connect. Unavailable C.
Then I would go down to Push to Clipboard.
Disconnect D. Mute remote unavailable. Push clipboard P.
Then I'll press Enter.
Gmail inbox Mozilla Firefox.
Now I'm gonna stop the connection from your computer. So I'll press F11.
Controlling local machine.
Awesome. Now let me open a notepad file.
Start window. Notepad. Untitled dash notepad.
And let me paste and see what will be pasted there.
https://us05 web.
Awesome! So the push to clipboard option actually works. Great. Now let me connect back to Aaron's computer. So I'll use F11.
Controlling remote machine.
And you can see that I'm back on his computer because if I do this.
Column 4 12:14 p.m.
Alright, great. So that is it for me controlling Aaron's computer. Now remember, always press the F11 key when you're finished controlling the person's computer and then you disconnect the connection. So I'll press F11.
Controlling local machine.
Then we're both gonna go into our NVDA menus and press the disconnect button to disconnect the connection. So
NVDA menu. View log. Remote sub. Connect. Disconnect D. Star untitled.
So that's the sound that it makes when it's disconnected. Now let's try allowing Aaron to control my machine. So we'll go into the NVDA menu again.
NVDA menu.
Tools.
View log V.
Remote.
Connect. C.
Connect again.
Connect dialog. Client radio button checked.
Then we're already checked on client, so I'll tab.
Control another machine.
Now I'm gonna down arrow to check the option that allows me to be controlled.
Allow this machine to be controlled radio button checked.
Then I'll tab again.
Host : combo box collapsed. Edit Alt plus H selected nvremote.com.
The host is already in there. Tab again.
Key : edit Alt plus K blank.
Then we're gonna type in 600 because I'm actually at 600 subscribers. Alright? So 600 for the key. Thank you.
6 0.
Then we'll tab.
Generate key button. OK button.
To the OK button and press enter.
Star untitled dash notepad. Text editor edit mode.
Now let's see you control my screen and type in something into my text editor.
Alright. So I'm hitting F11 to control your computer. And it says controlling remote machine.
I would
Zoom
love
meeting 40
if it
min.
had an option that also told you that the person is now controlling your machine.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking while you were doing it as well.
Star untitled dash notepad. Text editor edit
Alright,
multi-line
so I am
https://us05 web.zoom. https://
Text
http
documents.
blank
And I am going to type some words.
cap s u b s I b s e s I n. Subscribe to the Quinn.
Ah. Alright guys, so that is it. I know, Aaron, you can just press your F11 to stop the control from my machine and we'll both disconnect.
Okie dokes. It says controlling local machine when I hit F11 again.
Alright.
NVDA menu, view log V, connect. Disconnect, star untitled
Awesome, and that is it for the demonstration of the NVDA Remote Access add-on. Awesome guys, so that is it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I hope you also remember that I have a website where you can view all of my YouTube resources and information on how you can contact me and hire my services. And you should also know that the transcript for this video will be provided on my website as well for those of you who love notes.
The documentation for the add-on will also be in the description below.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Remember to like the video if you love the content, subscribe if you're new, and turn on that notification bell to be alerted whenever I'll post the next video. Thanks again guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.